So let us see how these statements are going to be used and how these are supportive in our environment in order to execute these things. Okay, so I'm going to open the programs. Yep, this is the sample program. Yeah, please tell me. Hi, Shradha. Okay, in the place of thread.sleep, I am going to use implicit wait or explicit wait. So in the place of thread.sleep, just have mentioned, just I put here implicit wait command, where this implicit wait command will act like a page load time what we have been used earlier. So as per our discussion in the last session, the implicit wait command will be, the syntax will be like this. It may be manage.timesort dot implicitly wait timeout 10 seconds. Yes, recording has been switched on. Okay, so implicitly wait, it is just for 10 seconds. What is this 10 means? The time unit is seconds here, so that is the reason we are going to consider this as at 10 seconds. But if we are going to use this command, how the execution will be, let us execute this program. I have been started this execution. One thing that you need to observe here is the browser has been opened in a minimized mode. The browser has been opened in a minimized mode. And second observation that you need to have here is, I'm going to maximize this browser. Driver dot manage dot oh, it's a window dot maximize. Yes. So one thing here, I have used implicit wait command. Let us execute this one and check the execution time, how the browser will be in an idle state until the title is going to be figured out. So I'm going to execute this one. It will open the browser first. It will maximize the browser next. Done. Immediately it has been closed. If you observe this one. Now I'm going to comment this one because I don't want to execute. Let us see by using thread.sleep. I'm going to use 10 seconds here. 10,000 means 10 seconds. Just I am executing this one. Let us see. Let us calculate the time. So it will open the browser and pass the URL, and it will maximize the browser next thing, and it will stay in this particular web page for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is going to close the browser now. Done. Did you observe the difference between timeout and thread.sleep? Means thread.sleep means irrespective of the page loading time, whatever the time that you have been mentioned there, it will wait up to that particular time. Within that time, if the element is going to find out by the script, then the script will be passed. If the element is not able to find out by the script, then the script will be failed. That is the difference between thread.sleep and WebDriverWait commands. That is what I want to let you know. Make sure that if you are writing the script, make sure that you should have some differences between the process of using such type of things. Okay, let us see how to use explicit wait. Even now we have seen implicit wait, right? Just by using explicit wait, what needs to be done there in the program, let us see. So I'm going to design a new program. The name is global wait. Okay, first thing, I'm going to write this program in test-ng. Just okay, not required this one. Global wait only I am going to write. For this, I am not required with this main method. Okay, so here I am going to start with @test public void browser launch. If you place the cursor here, it will ask you to import the test. Like this, we need to import the statement. So first I need to launch the browser. So how to launch the browser means system.set property of WebDriver.Chrome.driver. I need to get the path right. So let us have the path from here. Already path has been configured. Copy this path and I'm going to use the same path. WebDriver driver is equals to new Chrome driver. In the last session, someone asked me one doubt. So why can't we put the statement like this? Chrome driver is equals to new Chrome driver, because the object declaration is in that format only, right? Why you have used WebDriver instead of Chrome driver in this particular case? At that time, my answer related to this question is we can use that particular Chrome driver here. But what is the difference if we are going to use Chrome driver here instead of WebDriver? So does anyone? Do you understand my question? Guys, do you understand my question?
Yeah, we understand the question, but we don't know the
The answer is it's all about the general thinking. There is no technical way or there is no specific format to explain this answer. The generic answer for this question is when we are using, suppose let's say for example I'm going to write the statement here, whatever the statement that we have been used earlier, Chrome driver driver is equals to new Chrome driver. That is what. This is the generic answer where we can explain. Suppose from this program, what I can say here is I'm going to execute the program from Chrome browser only. If I want to change the browser, then what I need to have? Instead of Chrome browser, instead of Chrome driver, I need to make sure that I need to mention IE driver. For Firefox driver, we can't change every time for this Chrome driver. Like Firefox driver is equals to new Firefox driver, IE driver is equals to new IE driver. We can't change for every time, right? So that is the reason generic by generic statement, by using the concept of WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver, we used WebDriver driver is equals to new Chrome driver. If you want to change the driver like browser, just you can change the Firefox browser here. That's it. Understand? Means WebDriver is common for every browser. So that is the reason we are using WebDriver driver is equals to new Chrome driver. If you want to use Chrome driver is equals to new Chrome driver, and then if you want to execute the script in some other browser, you need to change the complete statement. Remember this point. So based on this only we can say. Understand? Once the browser has been opened, now I am going to pass the URL. Open the browser, pass the URL, driver dot get. What is the URL? This one. I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to paste it here. URL has been copied. Once the URL has been copied, maximize the browser. So driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Guys, I am not creating anything. I am using the content what we have in this Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Now page load time. Driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait, which will be 10 seconds. Time unit is seconds. Maybe I forgot to have this font. I think edit. Give me some time. 1 second. I'll increase the font. Okay, once I'll complete this program, I'll copy this program in notepad file and I'll explain you, but I don't want to waste time on the increasing the font size and all. Okay, yeah. So here page load time has been mentioned. So if page load time has been mentioned, let's see. No, this is too heavy. Let us discuss. Yep. So driver dot manage. So we have been mentioned the program related to implicit wait up to here in this method. Now I am going to define one more method. Browser launching has been done. Now the second thing is I want to log into the application. I want to log into the application where I can put this also as @test, and then I can update this with before test. Add before test. Done. This one again public void. So login action, I am going to use the method name. Here I am going to start with the program like this. So here what is the action? Enter login details. Driver dot find element by dot id or something. We need to find out the id dot, we are passing data, right? Send keys, we need to pass the data here. So I'm going to close this one. Now you need to tell me why I'm getting error for this driver. Anyone? Why I'm getting? Yes, Vidya.
Yeah, so it is maybe because local variable.
Okay.
We
What
have
is the local
created.
variable?
We have created inside one method we have created.
Okay.
So it is accessible only within that method.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. What you said is right. So let me explain what is Vidya is telling to us. So the answer for this particular question is why we are getting for this driver means the driver has been declared in this method. The driver has been declared in before test method, but nowhere else we have driver in this particular program. That is the reason we are getting error when we are trying to access driver in the second method. So to avoid such type of issues, we can define driver like this: WebDriver driver is equals to null. We can give means if there are anything like that, just consider this driver, or else null is also not required. You can provide like this. Now if you see, the error will not be there. So that is the reason local variables and global variables concept, we have given that much priority when we are discussing about that concept. Right click here. I'm trying to find out the element name to pass the data. So what is the id? Input email. I'm going to give this id name here. Send keys is nothing but I'm going to give, so you can create your own account. Next thing, I'm trying to enter password. So if you have expath, you can give expath even. So the id is input password. I have been copied with that. With the password is done. So I have entered login details there. Again I need to give the page load time. And again I need to give the page load time. Now after login, how can I believe the script has been logged in successfully? I said once you logged into the application, I'll check whether this particular element has been populated or not. Let us see, I am logging into this application. Once I logged in, so if I am going to get this element name, then I can say that account has been logged in successfully. So because of that reason, once I logged in, I'll try to find out this element name by using wait command. See, I am going to use this one now. XPath, for that particular thing I am going to use XPath. So how I am going to write? See, WebDriver wait is equals to new WebDriver wait of driver comma 30 I'll give. For this we need to have import statement again. Okay, now wait dot until expected conditions dot visibility of element located by XPath. I'm going to give, this is the XPath. I'm going to give semicolon. Semicolon. Now what is the element that I want to find out? Driver dot nothing. I have already find out that element by XPath. By using XPath. Yes. Done. Now at the rate after test public void logout driver dot find element by id. So logout means click we are doing. So what is the element name for logout? Here only we can use this thing. So it is not id, it is XPath. click on logout. I'm going to import this one. Yes. Now tell me, do you understand this program? Do you understand this program?
Yes, sir.
What I have been written here. I want to perform one task where open the browser, enter the login details, pass the URL, enter the login details, and log out from the application. So to open the browser and enter the URL, I have created one method @before test is the annotation, and method name is browser launch. By using this browser launch method, I have been opened the browser, pass the URL, maximize the browser, and wait up to the page gets loaded. Once the page loaded, I'm trying to log into the application. So to log into the application, I have created one more method by using the annotation @test by using these statements and pass the data. And next thing is page load time. So I have been use the page load time in two ways. Either I can use in this format or I can use in this format. What is the benefit of using in this format and what is not by using this one? This one will wait up to the element or the complete page get loaded, but this one will wait up to the element what we need to find. This is what I need to find in the application. Up to this particular XPath is going to find out in this web page, it will wait, so that we are going to get confirmation that you have been logged into the proper web page. That is the reason we need to use such type of statements in our program. And after that, I have been logged out from the application. That's it. Logged out, and I'll quit from this browser. Close the browser. What is the statement? Done. Do you understand what I have been written here?
Yes.
Now I'm going to execute this one. See, let us see how it is going to be. First, it will open the browser. It will pass the URL. It will maximize the browser. And next, what happened? It has not been executed. Configuration failures 1. What is this configuration failures? Login action. Let us change the format. So I'll write the program like this. Let us execute. Yes. Oh, I forgot to click on login button here. Driver dot find element by ID. Login button means dot, click. So let us find out the element name. I'm going to use this expat. It's not again I am executing. It will open the browser. It will enter the URL. Second thing, it will maximize the browser. Enter the username, password, login button. Once it logged in, it is trying to find out the element name. After logged in, it will wait up to that particular mark and then it will click on logout button. Maybe logout is the issue again. Why it is. Let us see, but I have written complete program in one single @test method and I am trying to execute. Done. So passed means browser launch is the only @test method. That is the reason it has been. So the configuration error is all about how we have been configured in our project. That's it. No need to worry about that. In your real time, based on the alternatives and based on the supporting things, you need to design the program. Here, when I'm trying to configure all these things, some may not, due to that time constraint and compatibility and comparison and all those things, some may not match with that particular criteria. So that may be the issue. Because of that reason, we may use or we may not use. So that is the reason I have changed the program in my alternative way and I have been executed. So any questions in this? Any questions, guys?
Suppose if we need some specific time between the actions, suppose after login you need to wait for some 10 seconds to page load and then do the next actions, click on some link or something.
Ram Kotigaru, again you came to my initial stage again. So that is what thread.sleep will do, right?
Okay. Okay.
The first program we have seen, right? So it will
Yes.
wait up to the time specified in that, but WebDriverWait will not do like that. So once the element or page load successfully, immediately it will complete the execution.
Okay. Practically, I mean, in real-time scenario, do we encounter such scenarios?
We may. I'm not sure
Okay.
about that. It's all about our application dependency. If your
Ah,
application needs some time to load the page, then we need to have that one.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we can't say that in this particular environment every application will have images, GIF, themes, fonts, everything. So to get that particular things loaded into that particular application, it will take some time. If it is latest technology like AngularJS or something applications like that, it won't take much time. But .NET application which is having normal HTML framework will take so much of time to load the complete page. So that is the reason we have that concept.
Okay. This
So
this
any
before test and after test, because of that it was having some issue before.
no, it's not because of that particular thing. The combination what I have been used here, I have been
Okay.
used at the rate before test and after test along with implicit wait and WebDriver wait.
Okay.
Here that particular application will not match with that criteria. Application, I am saying that application here, I am not saying that keywords.
Okay.
If application needs some more time before test can't execute, or if application needs some more time after test can't wait. So that is the reason it is throwing me a configuration issue. So in that
Ah,
way we can go with alternative paths, or we can change the configuration path. Here I am not changing any configuration because we have so many alternatives to design the program. This is very small program, right? I can't have multiple methods in single, or open the browser and log out from the application. We can't design that many methods in the simple program. So again it will create dependency for you.
okay.
So any other things, any other questions?
Yeah, hello, sir. So can we
Yeah,
write WebDriver driver is called a new Chrome driver after the public class global wait? Means here
this one,
starting we have created one. Yes, yes. So we can
this
write
one.
there and yes,
Okay, how many times we are opening the browser?
one time.
Just I'm asking. Just I'm asking. If we are opening the browser, it's all about our general thinking. It won't throw you an error, it won't do anything for you. But if we are using the Chrome driver here, are we going to use the Chrome driver for every, if there are @test methods too in the program, then are we going to use this Chrome driver for both @tests?
Yes.
How? Am I trying to open Chrome browser for every statement?
No, no,
No,
no.
only one time we.
Behind that's
Okay.
simple thing, right? This is all about where we need to put the steps, hierarchy of the particular scripts, or hierarchy of the steps what we need to be have in our scripting part. Do you understand? So whatever the question you said is right, it won't throw you an error. But if I'm going to use here, if the person who is learning, or if the person who is having some initial or basic knowledge on Selenium, obviously the person will get the doubt that are we going to use this Chrome driver in every @test annotation or any other annotations? Do you understand,
Okay.
Vidya, what I am saying? Let me
Yeah,
explain
sir.
you in a notepad file. So I have the program like this. I have a program like this. In my program, @test annotation will be there. Again, one more @test annotation will be there. Again, one more @test, and again one more @test. Here, I am going to open the browser, login. In my real-time scenario, I am saying action, logout. Okay, where I am opening the browser, in the first @test annotation, right or wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, instead of opening the browser here, if I'm going to open the browser, does it make sense in the hierarchy level? What will happen? This browser open scenario will be taken care by all the methods. Why I need to pass that command to all the methods? Is it a global thing that I am doing here? No. Specific to this particular method, I am trying to open the browser. Once the browser has been opened, I am not doing anything. And with that browser only, I am trying to log in. With that browser only, I am trying to perform action. With that browser only, I am trying to log out from the application. I am not keep on opening the browser login, open the browser login action, open the browser login action, logout. I am not doing like that, right?
Oh, you mean to say if this browser action is outside of our methods, it will be for every method it is going to open freshly.
It will execute in the backend like that, but in front end you can't see that one. Execution time will be increased at that time.
Okay.
That execution time you can see it on your output.
Oh, is it?
Yes, you can see that one also. Try
Yeah.
it once and let me know. Do you
Okay.
understand what I mean to say here? Is simple logic. Every concept will be related to local and global thing. Global
Okay.
means it should applicable throughout the program. Local means it should applicable only to that particular method. Okay, what will happen if the program execute in a local method wise? What will happen if the program is going to execute in global method wise? Global means it has to execute, if there are n number of methods are there, it has to be applicable to every method. Local means only for that particular method is enough for me,
See,
right?
I have a basic question here, Shiva. This
Yep.
suppose we are running some sort of test cases, say 10 test cases.
Yes.
Three are for from one module, three are from another module, module two, and module three, four test cases we have.
Okay.
Okay, in that scenario, do we open the browser module wise or test case wise?
Your question is, you have three functionalities in your application, right?
Yes,
Each functionality is having, let's say for example, one functionality is having three, one functionality is having three, and another functionality is having four test cases.
yes, yes.
Okay, you are
Yeah.
asking that, do we need to open the browser in every test case? Is this the question you are
Or
asking?
yes, yes. Or at module level once, or for all three modules only once we will open. I don't know how this is.
Okay. Okay, so in
I'm
olden
not clear.
days,
That's why I'm asking.
yes, your question, answer is like this. I use this format in my real time before 3 years back. When we are
Okay.
not using Maven and Jenkins earlier, we have one concept which is nothing but TestNG framework only. But
Hmm.
the process of using TestNG in that particular time period is in our local environment only. We are not going to configure our project with Maven or Jenkins or some other deployment tools or some other things. So that is
Hmm.
some X concept. I am not talking about that point right now. So the concept what you are trying to say is, I have some set of files. Whatever the common things in that set of files, do I need to mention in every script, or can I mention that particular common point globally?
Yes.
The answer is, we can mention this particular common thing globally. No need to write the scripts. No need to write that particular statement in every scripts in the old format. In the old format, as I said, like 2 years or 3 years back. Now,
Hmm.
whatever the framework that we are being configured with Maven or Jenkins, we need to declare or we need to use the browser in every program. Let's say, for example, I want to execute the first functionality scripts in Chrome browser. I want to execute the second functionality scripts in IE browser. I want to execute the third functionality scripts in Firefox browser. What I need to do here?
Oh, we need three browsers then.
Yes, I want to. Then I need to
Okay.
declare it separately, right? I can't use this as a global thing.
Ha ha ha. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And here the question, you asked that question, right? Related to that point, I'm going to tell you one more thing. The point here is, suppose I have 100 scripts in my project.
Okay.
Okay, every script I need to pass the URL. Okay,
Okay.
suppose today I have staging environment. Today my manager came and he said execute the scripts in test environment or training environment. Then
Okay.
what I need to do? Do I need to change the URL in 100 scripts?
Uh-huh.
In our thought process, we are thinking that we need to change the URL in 100 scripts. But if we are aware of how to use this Selenium WebDriver methods, then no need to define the URL in 100 scripts individually. Just create one class file and point that class file to your every script, so that if you change the URL only once, then automatically it will update the URL in 100 scripts.
Can
Do you
you show this
understand?
example, Shiva? Yeah. How do we do that?
For that example, we need to create the utilities and all those things. Right now I'm not going to into that concept. First, our concentration is like Excel files and all those things. Once that point
Okay.
completed, I'll go with that,
Okay.
and while doing execution with multiple class files, I'll show you how to do that one.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay,
At least, yeah, theoretically, we got the points actually, what you are
point, right?
trying to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can do that one. We can do. I'll show you how, when we are doing multiple script execution at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, now
Okay.
I am going to start how to read the data from the Excel file and how to write the data from the Excel file. Read and writing the data.
Okay.
Okay, let us start with the basic thing first. To read the data and to write the data from the Excel file, first your Selenium WebDriver configuration or your Eclipse should have Apache POI libraries. Apache POI libraries.
This is
Without
for
Apache, sorry, this is for
this is required for Excel reading and writing.
Yes, for
Okay.
Excel only. If you are having Excel configuration in your Selenium WebDriver, then you must have, say, Apache POI libraries. Do we
Okay.
have any alternatives for Apache POI libraries? Yes, we have alternatives. Actually, Apache POI libraries, or 4 to 5 libraries are there, where we need to configure it in our Selenium WebDriver or in Eclipse with configure build path concept. But earlier, we have only one library, which is nothing but JXL library. That JXL library. This JXL library will be used to read or write the data from .xls file, which is 97 to 2003 MS Office version.
Okay.
2003 or 2007, I think so. Yes. The latest version of MS Office will have the format called .xlsx. Do you observe that one?
Yes. Yes.
XLSX, DOCX, DOC, XLS, like
Yes.
that. So this JXL library only supports XLS, but Apache POI library supports XLSX and .xls format also.
Okay.
This will be greater than 2010 version or equal. MS Office 2010 or greater than 2010 version. Understand?
Yeah.
So to download this Apache POI libraries, I'm going to download this one now. Let's see how to download this up. Apache py libraries. So we have this official website. Go to this one. Under this we have POI bin 3.17 libraries are there. This is binary distribution you need to download. Just click on this one. The libraries will get downloaded to your system. What happened? Click on this link. Yes. Save file. I'm going to download this one. Open this folder and I'm going to place this one in my Selenium testng folder. Extract this. Okay, so I have been downloaded this one. Now I'm going to configure Apache py libraries to my project. Right click on the project, build path, configure build path. I'm adding external jars, py open py. So I'm going to select the jar files, open, and again click on add libraries we have, open, again add whatever the jar files that we have, like this Java icon, we need to add it here. I don't know what docs is having. Let us see. Yes, we don't have anything here. So I have configured Apache py libraries and I'm going to close this one. Once you added the libraries you are going to see it here in the reference libraries section. Okay, once this has been configured, now let us start with Excel script designing. How to read the data from the Excel file and how to write the data from the Excel file. So before going to write the data, before going to design the script, I'm going to create one Excel file. Yes, I'm creating one spreadsheet here. So for our reference, I'm creating first test case ID, or any other name you can provide. There is no restriction for this. The next thing is I logged into the application with username and password, right? I'm going to use the same thing, username, password, and I want to print the result here. So here the test, let us see, tc01, username is Martin Stephen 369@gmail.com. Password is test. So result, I don't know, right? Once the execution completed, I'll get the result here. I'm going to save this document. I'm going to save the document in my folder. The document name would be test data. I'm going to give. The format will be .xlsx. I don't have format in this one, right? So I can use yes, I'll use this one. Okay. So let us start designing the program now. So I'm ready. I'm ready with the Excel document. What I need to access now. I'm going to design the program. How to read the data. Read the data. For my convenience, I'm deleting this one. After that, I'll add if required. So as we know, we need to have WebDriver driver, and for this I need to add import statement. Once this is done, let us start with before test public void test one I'm using. So the same program, right? I'm going to use this one. WebDriver driver is equals to new Chrome driver. So the browser has been opened. Driver dot get. I need to pass the URL here. Just simply we can maximize page load time up to here. I'm going to copy the program. Okay. No. So I'm ready with this now. I'm going to start with one more method, public void test2 I'm using, where I'm going to access the data from the Excel file now. File source is equals to new. This is the new file input stream. Oh, first we need to declare the file. Yep, we need to give the file path over here first. Let us copy the file path. So the path is like this: last test data dot XLS format semicolon. This one is import Excel sheet is the first point. This one, load the file input stream. If input is equals to new file input stream. So the name here is, what is the file that we need to have here? SOURC. So the file we have been opened, right? So we need to have that access. Why it is showing error? So input Java. This one, test engine. Done. So the file is going to read from this point. Now once I open the file, what is the next step? What is the next thing? Remember this point. Wherever the file has been located in your system, wherever the file that you have been placed in your system, first thing, open the folder, open the file, open the file, access the sheet, and access the rows, access the columns. Means there is an hierarchy to find out what needs to be done there. Now we have been opened the file, but we haven't. So we have opened the folder. Now we are trying to load the file. Once we are trying to load the file, the next thing is we need to access that particular workbook. We need to access that particular sheet. The next step I am going to write here is load the worksheet. Workbook is equals to new workbook of if input. Let us see. No. Load the sheet in which we have the data. Now sheet is equals to workbook dot get sheet at, so start from 0, the index, Here it is throwing me an error. It is asking me to create the variable, but I need that variable, right? So HSSF workbook. I need to import the statement for before test and Chrome driver. Now for sheet. So HSSF means for Apache POI libraries, as I said, we can access both .xlsx format and XLS format. So the format may be XLS or maybe SLXX. Due to that reason, if the format is depends upon the data that you are having in your system or the file you have created in your system, it may be HSSF. That is the reason I am using HSSF as a keyword. So here, once I open the sheet, the next thing that I need to do is I need to access the data. I need to access the data like rows and columns will have, right? So we need to read the data from that particular Excel sheet. For that, I am using for loop. Int I is equals to 1 semicolon I greater than or equal to sheet dot get last row number and then I plus plus. Start cell is equal to sheet dot get row of I dot get cell of 1. So guys, simply I am writing the program, don't get any confusion. I need some time to explain the program. Once I design the program, I'll explain you. So that is the reason I am keep on writing the statements. Don't bother about that, I'll explain you. Once I complete this particular method, I'll explain you till now. Cell dot set cell type of cell dot cell underscore type underscore, it should be string. I'm going to close this one. Driver dot find element by dot id dot send keys cell dot oh shit cell dot get string cell value. Okay, so now for username we have done with the username, but we need to give the username, right? This is the username. Now same thing for password. Let us copy this one. Five. It should be 2. Need to change the okay. Let us discuss up to here. So I will look into this. No need to worry. Let us discuss about this program first. So in this program, first thing, I have an application where I need to pass the data from the Excel file by using username and password column. First, to pass the data from the Excel file by using username and password column, I need to read the Excel file where I have been saved in my local system. So to read the data from the Excel file, all these things are common. I am not going to discuss about this. I am going to start discussion on this. First, I'll start open that folder and access that file. So to access that file, first I need to mention the path along with the file name. I have given that file name and path, respective path here. And to load the file, the syntax would be file input stream and name is equals to new file input stream. It's like an object what I am using here. From which path we need to load the file means this is the source where we have been mentioned the path in this object name. So I have been used this object name here. So from this object name, the file will get loaded. Once the file will get loaded, I need to open that file. To open that file, this is the statement have been used. So workbook new HSSF workbook is equals to input. This F input will come from this path again. Once I load the file and open that workbook, the next thing is I'll have sheet in that particular XLS file. So to open that particular sheet, that sheet index starts with sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, but the index starts with 0. So that is the index number here I have been mentioned. Once I open that particular sheet, the next thing is I need to access the data. To access the data, I'll have rows and columns in the Excel file. So the rows and columns will be considered with the variable names. Either it may be A, B or C. For my reference, I have taken I, J or something like that. Till now I have defined only one method, one for loop here. In this for loop where the variable starts with 1 and it is going to get the number of records in that Excel file. Suppose there are 2 records, it will give the last row number. And then it is going to increase the value up to this condition is going to be filled. First, it will open the cell of first cell. Let me open that file. Yeah. Yes. Once it opens this Excel file, it will try to get the value of this one. This index starts with 0 again. Now this one, first one. And then it is trying to read the value and it will try to input the email from username. From username column, it is going to get that value from this username column and it will place that value in this element name. Second thing, it is going to get this value from this password column, and it will place the value in password field. Once we read the data has to be written in the application. The data has to be written in the application. So just I'm going to send this program to you. I'll send this program to you guys in our group. So try to analyze this program. So we'll have one more concept, how to write the data. Once we complete that part, we'll start execution these things. It will take one more session to have this execution part. So let us analyze this one first, and then we'll move to that part. So any questions?